It was at this moment that he knew. He f***ed up.
Nathan Drake is not superhuman. He's just an incredibly lucky and equally unlucky guy.
Be careful.
Come on. I always am. Ah! I did not see that!
But luck and unluckiness is not Nathan Drake, as even if he's those things, he still uses some inhuman ways to get out of sticky situations. So, let us dive into the famous explorer's descendant, Nathan Drake's strength. This video was inspired by Dirty Fighter's How Strong is Ratchet and Clank video, so check that out. How exactly durable is Nate? The answer is, well, really durable. By the way, I did not count the amounts of bullets he missed getting shot, as they do not count and you know it. Nate firstly vaulted over an exploding boat, and as he was in the ocean or sea next to it, there should be some feedback coming from the explosion that might have hit him. But as it was out of screen, I think I should not count it, but let it just be there for now.
I had everything under control until they blew up the boat.
Secondly, in chapter 4, Nate survives a parachute fail. And Nate also blows up a truck which falls on the platform which he's standing on. And might I say, it's a really unsturdy platform. But he took it like a champ. This specific Jeep is around 8,400 lb or 3,810, so it should have either fell off the rock faster or Nate should have fallen by the weight of it. There are still some examples from Uncharted Drake's Fortune which I wouldn't count because I want the major ones only, but from here on out it's just a shit fest of how Nate is so strong. So let's continue on with Uncharted 2, Among Thieves.
Oh boy, yeah.
Uncharted 2 shows Nate shot on his stomach region. This can cause damage to your liver, stomach or spine, and he has been like this for longer than 15 minutes. So definitely something is broken in his body. And he couldn't walk this far, as the longest a person has walked with abdominal bullet wound is from 1300 Cavill Avenue to Jacksonville, which is about 6 minutes. Not only that, but Nate gets hit by so many stuff in the first chapter. He takes damage by an RPG in Uncharted 1 and Uncharted 2. These count as he shows discomfort when the grenades hit him, and again this happens in chapter 22. Then he gets blown up in chapter 5 by a bus and then on a train with again a bullet in his stomach, whereas armored goons instantly died. By the way, the train crashes are really fatal, mostly causing 600 deaths and injuries, about 2,300, with the people deaths about to 737 in 2020 alone. He also falls down the zip line and then hits on the floor like splat. And his reaction to all this is
It's just like old times, huh?
Genre 3, before I start with this game, if the other two games showed that it's really durable, here they just dialed that up to 3000. Nate gets thrown out of a window into a table without any blood present on him. As you might already know, glass breaks into shards which are sharp and can cause fatal damage to one person. Then he gets thrown into a porcelain toilet with a force and a momentum. In real life, this will shatter your head and this will kill you. And for him, it's just,
It's just like old times, huh?
oh, thank God, he's not going to go through that again. But, well, he does. And he gets thrown up to the tube lights, which are still active, and still survives.
It's just like old times.
He then falls down a distance in the chateau while he's helping out Sully to get inside. He falls down a hell of a lot in the burning chateau, and, well, you would either faint or just die by the extreme heat. He again gets blown up by 3 RPG grenades in Chapter 8, and he just waited to look at the bullet coming closer and closer to him. He also gets hit by a lot of brutes. And he doesn't even get killed. They're like twice the size of him. He gets strangled by Cutter for like for 27 seconds, and an average man will faint after 7 to 14 seconds of strangling. Now, please, Naughty Dog, explain how a person who's always falling 50 meters from heights and getting thrown around like ping pong balls gets hit by a wooden plank and is unconscious for a person to give him a boat ride. Like, just wow, he literally gets blown up by a grenade, and his only weakness is a wooden plank. Please explain, Naughty Dog.
This is, do you remember when we were filming this and I flipped? I was cycling and I went on my bike ride and
Yeah.
I cracked a few ribs
Yes.
and I had to do this scene. And like when the thing lands on me pushing, it was literally just the frame with PVC pipes, and the guys were just holding it and I had to pretend to do it. They were like, you can really breathe. I'm like, yeah, but because I'm holding my breath because it goes under coming up here, remember? But pushing just this light little frame of PVC was excruciating with these 3 cracked ribs and my sternum.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Nate then jumps from a ship which then blasts and he still survives without suffocation. It's just beyond me. Like, how can he do this? I just don't understand. And then he gets in the wheels of a plane, which gets heated amazingly fast. He even gets hits so freaking hard on one of the cargo drops and hitting on the sand with the feedback of a wet cloth hitting on the floor. He also survives at least 2 nights or more in a hot desert, and not to mention the specific desert is about 50 Celsius in the summer months. So
It's just like
continuing on with Uncharted 4, A Thief's End, basically the same thing happens here, to be honest. Nate is either getting hit by a lot of stuff, like the rock on the edge of the mountain after the cutscene where, Sam turns against Nate.
I just need Sam.
Wait, now you're making a mistake.
Don't listen!
And a hell lot of explosions, so
It's just like
the most durable Nate, to be honest, is the Nate on the train. And if you get the reference, comment down below.
Gotta go fast! Gotta go fast! Gotta go faster, 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 faster!
Nate is pretty fast. Well, is he fast like Sonic? Well, no, but well, who is? But he is really responsive and reflexive. And before I start with this, I really need to clarify that Nate has had no training whatsoever, and this is pretty evident in the way he fights, moves, and shoots. There is an amazing video out there which perfectly shows how Nate fights and what tactics he uses. I have linked it in the description. In Uncharted Drake's Fortune, Nate's fights moves are not that fast, but it is better when you see how fast he responds to incoming attacks. Nate does a lot of trained moves, but does it really slowly, and even in movement he is not that fast compared to other games. And I noticed his luck kept on dipping faster than the other games at least, and an overall lack of speed and skill while climbing too. So Nate is not that speedy in this game compared to others. Uncharted 2's Nathan Drake is much faster than Uncharted Drake's Fortune. He responds and fights fast and furiously, unless you don't press the buttons. He's very skilled and he's very fast. His climbing and movement has also been improved, and his luck is heavily improved and revamped. But then we come to Uncharted 3 Drake's Deception. Oh my god, Nate is really fast here. His responses are lightning fast. He actually feels like he got some skill training. He throws goons into windows, hits them with glass bottles, and there's a lot of tactics, mostly for crowd controlling. So yes, Nate here is the fastest overall. But that's in fighting, as in climbing and overall moments, Nate is a bit slow here, and a lack of good luck is also seen here. But what if Uncharted 3 had all these problems figured out? How can the sequel top it? Uncharted 4's Nate is incredibly and satisfyingly fast. Nate's movements are agile and smooth. Nate's fighting skills are a bit decreased and grounded compared to Uncharted 3, and they took more inspiration from Uncharted 2 for this one, but nevertheless, Nate responds faster than the speed of light. His climbing skills are improved to be faster and alternatively from ridiculous to real. And a freedom of climbing tools just makes this overall so much better. His shooting and luck system in this game is also so fun to play around with, as he is fast with every shot he makes. But the combat comes to a grinding halt when Nate fights. Well, not the. Nate becomes so vulnerable that even Uncharted Drake's Fortune, its combat, can fight her. There is a video which really says all the problems of these fights, which I linked in the description. Naughty Dog over the years have been showing a bit of feminism in their games, but this is a bit ridiculous considering in Uncharted 3 and how Nate just literally wiped out a whole colony of ship goons with no weapons. Whereas here, he can't even dodge an attack. Many people have assumed it is because he's really fast, but I just want to know, how the frick is that possible? So, and now for the fastest Nathan Drake is the Nate who is old. Now it's time for the long-awaited strength of Nathan Drake.
That.
Why chance it?
That's not good.
That's some bullshit.
Nathan Drake is pretty powerful without any training, I presume, which is pretty off to me. But what can this guy do which hasn't surprised us already? Well, let's just start. Nathan firstly opens a lot of rusted doors and gears, and sometimes he also does the work himself for mainly a two-person job. In Uncharted Drake's Fortune, Nate kicks a rock formation with no momentum and no power, which is at least 1,000 pounds or 300 pounds, and he does this twice and thrice if you count Uncharted 2's Chapter 3 too. Nate also holds gates for allies to progress through.
Ready?
Okay, let it go. Gently.
I said gently.
In Uncharted Among Thieves, Nate moves a lot of puzzle pieces and Nate literally pulls them up and moves them. It might be really heavy, at least what I'm assuming. He holds a lot of galleys and very big and heavy guns, which is about, well, 3.7 pounds from now till the end of Nathan's journey. In Uncharted 3, Drake's Deception, Nate throws a chair at the brute. Yeah. Chairs are heavy, okay? He pushes a wooden plank, which might be the sole of the top floor, so it should be hard to push, and unbelievably Uncharted 4 also does the same and does it again in Uncharted 2, 1 and
3. Hey, Sam, help me with this.
What if it's the only thing holding the tunnel up?
Then I'll apologize.
All right.
Nate also pushes a big globe which might be really heavy as it's an artifact, and he does it with such ease.
It's just like old times, huh?
Nate, in the ship level, pushes a pretty big metal weight that literally pulls down a whole crane for him to progress, and also removes a pretty heavy item from the boat when it sinks. Well, at this point I will believe that he is Atreus from God of War 2018.
Boy.
And also in the plane level, he pulls a gun off the sand with the hand sprouting out. Nathan also holds an RPG when on the horse, like how? And the specific RPG 7 weighs around 2.3 kgs. Continuing on with Uncharted 4: A Thief's End, Nate pulls rocks that are puzzle pieces in Chapter 2, but it is made to be pulled out, so I don't think it counts. To be honest, there's not a lot to unpack here, as this game went for a more grounded story and, well, Nate's just getting old. So let me just list out some things. Nate shoots a cannon, which takes almost 10 people to operate. Nate also swings from rope while holding RPGs, handguns, AKs, and files, and that's pretty much it. The strongest Nathan Drake is the Nate who has a gray shirt. Well, no, not him. Oh, yes, this guy. Nathan Drake is a bit of a superhuman. He isn't skilled, but he's really lucky. If you like my video on this topic, don't hesitate to like and subscribe. And if you are an Uncharted nut like me, comment it down to be featured in my next video. So for now, bye. And there are 3 projects coming which I have planned, and the time when it releases is really unclear as my free time has gone significantly low. So yeah, this channel also will focus on other games too, as I don't want to restrict my content to only Uncharted. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.
Oh, come on, man.
Come on.